Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I am Brother Love.
Brother Lovin, how you doing?
Good. How are you, brother?
I am good. It's good to see you. I am doing well. Tomorrow I fly back to Charlotte, see Sweet Liz, and I don't want to tell tales out of school, but I'm going to have intercourse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. Is she safe from all of the storm damage and all of the mayhem
It,
that was there? We haven't
it's
talked in a while, so
it's interesting you say that because I was there last month during the storms, and our power went out, but nothing compared to houses floating down the street. And I
our
tell
power. Oh, I like that. Our power went
our
out.
power.
It's
I'm there
already
for
our.
if I'm doing board games by candlelight, it's our power. And I told Brother Love, so it's not the worst, we had to throw out a bunch of food, I guess, and but we're okay. And he goes, "Oh, I'm glad she's safe." And I'm like, "I was there too."
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you're safe too. Yeah. Well,
But
you're
yes,
tall and you're strong. I mean, who knows?
what's that have to do with anything?
I could see you standing in there like with the old paintings and the old tattoos of the who are, like
Right.
you as the superhero that I know you to be,
You know what?
standing there punching waves, standing there punching the waves as they come in, as they rise up. Oh, they're at his ankles now. No need to worry. It's Keith freaking Malley. Oh, they're up to his knees now. No need to worry. I know this guy. I've known him a long time. He will punch this storm away.
Do people understand now the punching of the waves? It's preemptive and it's important. And every summer when you're playing the ocean,
Yeah.
take a little time to show the waves who's boss.
Gosh, you've been saying this for 20 years. Have we been
Eh,
listening? No.
Hello. I just saw a fucking house float down the street. But okay. All right. But yes, I can't wait. We'll probably have sexual intercourse about a dozen times. In fact, she's icing it up right now as we speak. I'm so very excited.
How long are you there for?
5 days. Usually it's about once a month for 5 days.
Oh, that's great. See, I'm just on the other end. My wife just left, so I had the
Mm,
intercourse last night.
okay.
Yeah, she left for 5 straight weeks. So you're going into it. I'm just drying out.
Do you ever feel pressure like it's the last intercourse for over a month? You got to really bring the goods.
Yeah, I didn't. There was so much. There was a lot of like stressful stuff for the last week.
Right.
So it really was. I hate to say it. I apologize to you, to her. If you see Sarah, tell her I'm sorry if it was underwhelming. If you see her, if you don't see her, don't say anything. But if you
Right.
see her,
Don't reach out on social media, but if you run into her,
yeah, no, well, we spent a week, so we finally went on our honeymoon. We've been married for 9 years. It'll be 10 years next year.
you got to wait till it's cheaper. Yeah, that's smart.
Right, we get a
Don't do it on
deal.
the day. They
Right,
take advantage.
right. Well, when we got married, we went on tour. Them Vibes toured Europe for a straight month right after our wedding. So it was technically a trip together, and we were together, but it was also in a van with a band. This time around, we said, you know what, man? And it was rock and roll as all get out. It was amazing. The we were able to have a week, a solid week together. We said she's going away for 5 weeks. We haven't done this, so we went to the Southwest. We went to Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Colorado, and we had such an amazing time. And then when we got back, it's just like it's been nonstop kind of stress. She was under the weather. Things were just running around trying to get she's leaving for 5 weeks and I had stuff going on. So long story longer, the sex, I apologize. It could have been more. It could have just been more. That's all.
Are you good at like these sound like flat, barren desert places? We joke that you have ADD, DDDD. You can relax. For,
Absolutely. Oh,
okay.
no doubt about it. It's so beautiful out there. And we had been out there separately years and years ago. And so I kind of knew, I remember these few places I want to make sure we get here. She's like, I want to go there. And I'll tell you, the beauty of nature, it's so incredible. And yeah, I absolutely relax. No, it was the easiest thing for me
Okay.
to relax. Absolutely. It's just funny because you see people freaking out to relax, right? So we're like hanging out, watching, right? Because your life is basically about the sunrise and the sunset when it's just nature, right?
Right.
And so then it gets to be like, okay, so where do you want to be for sunset? All right, well, make sure we're here. And I saw people like killing themselves to get to a spot to see the sunset. I'm like, it's
I see.
everywhere. It's everywhere.
Right.
It's like they're like honking horns. Like when we were in Sedona. Sedona was a very populated place, and it was the most people that we had been around for the whole week. And it's mesmerizing. The colors, it's beautiful. But it was the only place during this whole trip to the desert where You can majestically look out, take a deep breath, and just relax. And there's traffic down below. Like you can see the traffic. And I'm not kidding. I watched people honking, going crazy. Honey, we're going to miss the sunset. They were like freaking out, like yelling at each other in the car because we didn't leave on time. All the things. I'm like, you're missing the whole point. Just get out of the car. It's right here. It's everywhere.
Are you good for this month or so? Are you good by yourself?
No. I think this is a bad one. Like I suffer very much. I suffer from depression very, greatly. And sometimes you feel it coming on and you go, oh man, it's coming on. All right, I'll get my frozen pizza. I'll get my the newest Hitler documentary that I haven't seen because my life seems better after I watch that.
Right. Maybe things aren't so bad now.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, when Sarah goes away, night number one is Hitler, frozen pizza, and ice cream. That's how I get. I'm like, all right, because I know how it ends, so it's pleasant.
We get them.
Right, we get them. And then B, I'm like, well, maybe life isn't so bad. This is going to be 5 straight weeks, and we're both like, wow. They sometimes they feel short, sometimes they feel really long. We've just started. So I think it's going to be a tough one, but I must keep busy. And like I said to my dear friends, I will say to you, Keith Malley, check in on me, will you?
Sure, you got it. Do you guys do dirty talk? Do you have sex over the phone? Do you do this kind of thing?
Not really. She's usually in like a bunk of a bus with like other people. It's a tour bus, and there's really not privacy. She's not on this isn't like hotel rooms tour. She's in a bunk on a bus. And we generally don't. Every now and again we'll talk a little dirtier. It's more. It would be more romantic than puppy love in a way, right. I suppose. Yeah.
I do what I can. I just texted, make sure you have the helmet ready. Things like
that.
Get us in the keep her. Keep her in the mood. The other day was Pittsburgh and the Jets.
Yes.
And Jets. The Jets. And you're a Jets fan.
Yes.
And you can't help yourself. You were born that way, and there's nothing you can do. This is your help.
Let me put it to you this way. Okay. Last year when we signed Aaron Rodgers, okay, before he got injured and the whole year was gone.
Right.
Everybody kept coming up to me. They just for you don't understand. I love it. Larry, you don't understand. You guys have a shot. You don't understand. I listened to this guy on the radio, and I heard this analyst. She said, "You don't understand."
Aaron Rodgers is talking so much shit while he's potential that you're like, he must be great when he comes back.
I said, "You don't understand. All of you. I am born into this sad, disgraceful, zero culture of winning. Absolutely the most sad team ever besides the Mets. Right. And it's like I have to still root. I like the Titans. I live in Tennessee. I like the Pittsburgh Steelers for the only reason why we talked about this before is because growing up as a kid, I was a Jet fan from Queens, New York. And all these other kids that I thought would be Jets and Giants fans all loved America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. And I thought, this is stupid. What's the opposite of the America's team? Oh, the Steel Curtain. I like the Steelers. But I tell you, the Jets, they don't even like it. They're so bad. They do not have a culture to win. There's nothing from the top down, baby. They're terrible. They're sad. Look, I have a friend in the hospital. Okay. He had like
thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. He had a cardiac arrest. Okay. I mean, like he died of more than once. Right. And I mean, the guy he hasn't even really been awake. He's been they've kept him in an induced coma for weeks now. The Mets got into the playoffs. I'm like, I didn't know what to do. I texted his girlfriend after his fiance. They're going to get married. The guy's like, he's got tubes coming out. He's not all together. And I said, I don't know which is better advice, to listen to the game or not. I said, is Jimmy coherent? She said, no. I said, well, the Mets are winning right now. Put the Mets on because maybe it'll jolt him awake. Right. I said, really? I was sort of kidding.
He's going to think he's in heaven. He's like, I died.
Yeah. And then the Jets. And then last Sunday, I just said, please don't turn it. Just don't turn any of it on. Because I think it would just kill him. It would kill him. If he got up, it would go right back down. And I'm not kidding.
Do you think
that bad?
Do you think subconsciously you and Sarah don't have kids so you don't pass on this curse of a team you have to love?
Well, partly that, and our dad is a shitty dad, but I mean, yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, it is the same thing, right? I don't want to pass down things that are just inherently terrible.
Trauma. It's
Trauma.
trauma.
Yeah. I don't want to pass down the trauma from either my parents or my teams. Correct.
The movie Smile, but it's based on sports teams that you have to watch. Do when Sarah was out drumming the other day when the Steelers and Jets game was playing, did they have the game on any and on TV? And does she become a better drummer being all pissed off?
I can only imagine that she was yelling and screaming. So she was playing on Lower Broadway at a club that has, yes, all TVs. Music is loud. The band. So there, she's the drummer. She does have a live microphone, meaning she is singing.
Okay.
And I can only imagine with both games. And really, the Jets, we expect them to lose, but the Mets really brought us this joy and this hope that was it was really needed. It was very special because they really went further than anybody thought this year. This is the year that Sarah canceled. We canceled the MLB. Said this team, I'm not doing it anymore. I can't do it this year. And then I turn around. I'm like, what do you mean? The Mets are in the playoffs? Like, what the hell are you talking about? I had no idea. And she was playing drums. And I just thought to myself, she's got to be screaming mad. She said there were some Philadelphia Eagles fans there, which have nothing to do with the Jets or the Mets.
Right.
I mean, indirectly, I guess.
Sure.
She was so mad at these. She's like, these motherfuckers. I said, they're not even. What are you talking about? She just any reason to be angry because our teams were losing. It was just horrible. Yeah.
Back in the U.S. says fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt. It was. She was. We were all in an uproar. It was terrible. Yeah.
The what kind of music service do you use? Apple. What do you have? Do you have
I
something?
actually I use Spotify. I use the one thing
Okay.
that rips me off for being an artist. I
Right.
yeah. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, that's the way of the world. It's like everybody goes, oh fuck Spotify, and it's true. We do not make the money that the shares that we should. It actually will be less now if you don't have enough spins, if you don't
Right.
have enough
Plays.
plays, then they won't even like you don't even you it used to be like, hey, you're on there, whatever. You
Yeah.
get
The
you get one
computer
spin.
does it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's going to be where you need to like hit a threshold in order to get anything. I mean, it's all just so
Jeez.
shitty. It's all terrible. And I do subscribe. I do pay for Spotify because it's how we listen to music. Yeah.
I wish like so by the way today said to Siri play music I like. First thing that popped up was them vibes love is free.
Wow.
Isn't that fun? I've noticed this. I don't know if you have. Um if I'm talking lovey-dovey with Liz and then I go on my phone and I go play music I like, it's something romantic or sexy. If I'm talking to let's say Adam or Craig and it's toxic and fuck you is a good morning, it plays Metallica or something like this.
Right.
Have you realized that? Man, they are not
Yes.
shy about listening in.
Though they,
I guess
they
thank you.
it's worse, Keith. I will be at the gym. I'll go to the gym and I'm like, I'm getting on the treadmill. Okay. So now what do I want to listen to? I have a gym playlist. It says gym. And Sarah takes little movies of me and posts them sometimes. And it is funny because I say, look, I'm either listening to one of three things. Okay. Number one, classic rock, like Van Halen,
Right.
Aerosmith, AC/DC, just the stuff that just gets me going. Two, funk, like Sly and the Family Stone, Prince, or three, C, myself.
You. Right.
right. And I mean, like demos, stuff like that, working out, like mixes. Like I don't,
Yeah.
I did never put on like a Them Vibes record, or I do have some Brother Love songs. I'm like, oh man, remind me of the olden days, I guess. But but now what I've noticed though, if I go through a playlist and I even look at the song for a second,
Mm.
that song ends up being, and I'm talking about a playlist that might have 100 songs on it. If I just kind of scroll up, like I just kind of scroll like
Right.
you do, if I stop real quick and then I go on again, where I stop, that
Wow.
song ends up being played in the first 5 songs alone, easily.
I have a song came up and I hit skip next song and it goes, no, you like this. And God damn, they were right. I gave it two
Yeah.
more seconds and I'm like, okay, I do like that shit. Uh, Brother Loves Music is so fucking good. And that's the truth. And I've said this before, but a lot of pressure on me. Not even on the artist, being the friend of an artist. Hey, here's a new project. Being a friend of mine when a new stand-up comes out. People got to be nervous. Like, can I
Oh,
be this guy's pal? So I'm glad your music has always been good consistently that I can breathe easy. So
I
thank you.
appreciate it. You're
Yeah.
welcome. It's you bring up something because you send me things, you send me your stand up, and I
Mhm.
love that you do that. But I gotta say, it's so difficult to read a joke. You know what I mean? Like if you,
Oh, I send it on paper, right? I
it's
write it
just
out. Yeah.
you write it out, and it's like I know you, so I know a joke. Even when we text, sometimes you say something, and I'm like, God, I'm so sorry I missed that because I know it's funny because I
Right.
know you make me laugh. You just without really trying hard at all, you make me laugh. But when I read the script of your stand up, I'm like, what is he saying? I'm like, it's me. I'm like, and then I want to ask some questions, and then I go back to it, and a lot of it also has to do with the fact that there's things that you'll drop a little hint earlier and you'll come back around.
Right.
But listening to a song, my point is a lot more straightforward. Maybe you don't get the song like, oh my gosh, Ring Around the Posy isn't so happy. Oh my God.
Right. Right.
Like but like reading a stand-up is not easy to do.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's why I don't hand out pieces of paper. I
right.
actually take a microphone. Do yeah, the music you want to check out, Brother Love, and you want to check out that's his solo stuff, which I still listen to.
Thank you.
And Them Vibes is the band that's so good. Them Vibes is going to be playing in Nashville when next, beginning of November.
November 3rd, we are playing. So we are playing the Nash Jam Fest, like Nash Jam Fest slash Kosher Hot Chicken Festival.
Oh,
So
okay.
this production company, they put on concerts all year round. And I happened to notice just this past weekend, they had like it was a beer festival that was sort of Grateful Dead themed, if you will. It was like sort of a hippie beer festival,
Right.
and it was supposed to take place like a while ago, and it was rained out. So I remember being like, wow, we never get asked to do this festival, but for some reason we get asked to do the Kosher Hot Chicken Festival.
I see.
Like I
Right.
wonder, yeah, because I'm
The
the resident.
chosen we.
I'm the right. Yes, exactly. So we did it last year, and it was like it's the first weekend of November, just a few weeks after October 7th. So I didn't even know if they would have it, after all the what's been going on, but they're having it, and I hope people show up, and it'll be a lot of fun. It's an afternoon show, so if you happen to be in the Nashville area, it'll be at the JCC. Yes, we actually have a JCC in Nashville, Tennessee. It's
What's
on the
that
west
stand
side,
for?
Jewish Community Center.
Oh, okay.
So we have our bus, the Buzzer bus that the band bought that we've traveled in for years. We bought it from the JCC, and I think the letters are like JCN, like Jewish Community Nashville Women, like
Okay.
JCNW or something. But when we were driving around America, I said, just say Jesus Christ. We don't need to. When we're driving around
Right.
America, and if we get pulled over, don't go into this Jewish Community Center stuff. You
When
know,
you went on your honeymoon, when you're touring, and even in Nashville itself, what's the political landscape? The election's in 2 weeks. Are you seeing anything extra scary? Are you confident?
Nashville is a little blue pearl like New York City is in
Okay.
the state of New York. People don't realize in the South, they think New York is just like the city and very blue.
Right.
I said there's as many rednecks in upstate New York, not even an hour away from Manhattan,
Yep.
than there are anywhere in this world, in this country. It's scary because we're a little blue pearl that is in a completely red state. There's no chance just yet for anything other than the what do they call a super majority to exist. Everything, and there's even a show that's on the radio here. It's called Super Majority, and they talk about it. But I'm in such a great community, just like you are, in
Right.
New York. I mean, and it's freaky, it's scary. I mean, we all just are freaked out and scared out of our minds. Um, I don't. We pray, we pray. I don't know what we're
Right.
gonna vote. We vote, but it's so fucked up because it doesn't matter. Tennessee, you know what I mean? It's like we still have to do it.
But of course, still do it because you do want things to seem overwhelming. Things are going to be challenged for obviously bullshit. So you want to make it clear, like, no, don't worry what 6,000 votes you're making up or
Right.
this or that. Like, yeah, no
Well,
matter where you are, of course. If you agree with my ideals,
right.
then yes, of course, vote.
And I think, and what I do see though is that the fact that we have so many New York, New Jersey, California, we have so many folks that are moving to these areas, Nashville, Tennessee, some at like North Carolina, like they are now here. So number one, there's problems with that because housing prices are now through the roof because the market is now, it's like you have somebody coming from New York who sells their apartment in Brooklyn for, $2 million. And they're like, wow, your big house is $450,000. Sure, I'll give you seven cash.
Right.
So things are changing dramatically for not, I don't think for the better, but it is what it is. But that being said, the next generation now will have children now that are brought up. There'll be an opportunity for the lower offices that are not the president that can now be not just the red wave. So I'm excited for the future. I don't know if I'll ever see it, but I know that that's the kind of thing where you have people moving down here now. It's not just completely redneck red. So well, there's hope for the future, and I think things do balance out. I hope they do. Yeah.
You alluded to the troubles, Israel, Palestine, Hamas.
The troubles. Yeah. So
Do people come up to you and want to have a political opinion on Israel being too much? Like you represent the, somehow you represent it, or are people cool? People are so weird that I can picture at the end of a show people trying to give their 2 cents if they figure out you're Jewish.
I have not experienced it.
Okay.
I really haven't. I mean, because I, I I haven't. No, I just haven't. I mean, I really haven't.
Good.
I think I feel like the whatever bubble we're living in here is pretty amazing because we do have. I mean, I'm friends with people that are on both sides of
Right.
the coin, but there's a tolerance here, and my whole attitude is, if you walk into the first day of school and say I'm the chosen one, you're not really, you're really not setting up for any kind of real long-term success.
Right.
I just don't think that that's the way to go about it. It's like, sure, every mom thinks their kid is special. I think, I don't know, but you get a little older, you go, you know what? I'm done trying to be special. Let me just live an ordinary life and be okay with that.
Right.
And get along with my neighbors, get along with my people.
Well, you know what? Speaking of neighbors, a couple blocks away from me, in Astoria, is a place called King of Falafel and Shawarma. No, I don't know how you can be king of both, but all right, I guess they're that fucking good. And under it, with the same I guess it's safe to say this will go on for a while. So it's really permanent. But another sign under it that says "Free Palestine." I'll put pictures up at keithandthegirl.com. And they have one of those banners that come out of the side of the building, King of Falafel and Shawarma, and then on top they added Stop Genocide, under it hashtag Free Palestine, and outside walking in on the sidewalk and then into the restaurant itself are pictures of Hillary Clinton, Trump, Biden, Netanyahu that you have to literally step on to order food.
Right.
And I saw it in person. I walked in like 3 feet, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Are things disproportionate? Yeah, but I don't make me step on faces,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like that
Oh,
can't be good with all the hate going around as is, people being so fucking simple. It's a little weird. I don't
I,
know. How do you feel? It's weird to me.
I just, it's so unfortunate that I was just talking about this with somebody today, and I can't remember who or where I was, where I was. I was at the, I was at the chiropractor, and as he was slamming his knuckle into some of my painful areas,
Right.
we were talking about, there was a time when you can disagree with somebody and they're not your enemy.
Hmm.
And that the fact that if you disagree with somebody now, they are automatically your enemy. There's very little wiggle room for any kind of possibility, and I hope that shifts. I really do. It's terrible, it's divisive. It's divided my family, so it's not even just like
Right.
friends from down the street. It's very divisive, and that's where we're at now. And I don't what the hell's going to happen in 2 weeks. Oh my
How
gosh.
how crazy is it that it feels like it's 50-50 out there? What the fuck between Kamala,
Yeah,
let's say, and Trump? What the fuck are we talking about?
I
Between you
know.
you can't if you focus on the vice presidency, you don't see the difference between Walz and couch fucker. Like you don't see it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh, it's either that or there's something in me that says what if there's a possibility that it's like a landslide, like, and I mean like what, you could have a couple of those swing states, like
Right.
such a landslide, like that people go, no, you know what, I don't want to. I don't like this guy. I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen. I love that Liz Cheney, who has been on the road
Hmm.
stumping for Kamala Harris.
Right.
I love what she said like yesterday or the day before. She said, she's a Republican. Her dad is Dick Cheney, who's
Right.
also voting for Kamala Harris. He's like, well, I think I fucked up enough. Like,
Right.
yeah. She said, when you go and vote, it's only you know what I mean.
Right.
It's completely private, so you can do whatever you want, and no one will know. And she said, and believe me,
Right.
I love it. She said something that's completely, is it true? Who cares? But I love that the Democrats put it whenever they have any kind of fight, any kind of spine. I appreciate it because it's necessary. And she said, and I know there will be millions of Republicans that are going to do the same. They're going to go and pull that curtain and vote for Kamala Harris, and then come out and say nothing, and just smile, wry smile, and their family will go, I knew it was Trump, and they'll go, okay.
Yeah.
So that's my hope.
I remember somebody asked Liz, like, Liz Cheney, um, okay, you're anti-abortion, you're this and that, and you're definitely red. Why are you voting for Kamala? And she's like, well, that's a dumb question. I love this fucking country.
Yeah,
I'm patriot in the good way. When they
yeah.
started bastardizing that word, I don't know when that happened. I guess 6 years ago, 8 years
Oh my
ago,
gosh.
almost.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, my buddy Chris was just told me he was at the grocery store and he saw two different cars with bumper stickers, different font, but the exact same message. Warn on a bumper sticker or window sticker. Warning: my sense of humor may hurt your feelings.
Right. Yeah.
What?
Well,
What? And we
but
know what that means. Oh, tell me a joke. Well, the Jew in it. Oh, we're good. We're good. Never
right.
mind.
But you're a comic. I mean, I love being funny and being around funny
Right.
people and laughing. I think, it's such an amazing medicine, if you will. You can't make jokes. Humor has had to sort of shift and change. And what's it like for you? What's it like for you?
It's not hard. It's
It
really
shouldn't be.
not hard. And, people that listen to Keith and the Girl, people listen to my stand up. I haven't, it's weird talking about myself, but I haven't gotten less edgy. I
Right.
still get emails like, hey, give a trigger warning about this topic. You can still be real and be edgy and be funny and be woke.
Yeah.
It's not a bad word to be awake.
Right. Well,
You know,
I
it's
would prefer awake now because woke is now taken on. It's gone too far.
yeah, right, right. No, and by the way, these truth tellers, comedians, the new philosophers, they
Uh-huh.
act like what they do is so fucking deep. Then, okay, then be clever.
Right.
You brag how fucking clever you are than a regular civilian, then do that.
Right.
Find a different way to use different words, and you could still make your same fucking point. You can have a transgender joke. Be clever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah, I know I talk about the transgender jokes in my last stand up.
Yeah.
Just be clever.
Yeah.
That's your fucking skill. Oh well, no, it's so. What can you say? Well, I don't know. You do it for a living. Figure it the fuck out. I saw big news, breaking news.
What?
Insane clown posse just endorsed Kamala Harris. Whoop whoop.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic, man. I haven't thought about that band in so long. They used to play at remember the Continental Club, or it was the Continental and the Continental Club on like Third Avenue
Where the
in East
assassins
Village.
hang out. Oh, I see a different one. Okay, okay.
Different one. No,
Yeah.
different one. Yeah, no.
Okay.
That was the KGB bar. That
I
was a
see.
different, yeah, different bar. Oh, for sure. That was good too. That was the late night knock three times, put some money down and get a bag of
Right.
powder kind of days. Those the olden days of drinking and drugging. Yeah.
But what were you saying about the Continental?
It's just I remember seeing like the Insane Clown Posse like
Mm,
had some crazy poster that only they could make, that
right.
would just be draping like kind of it was like dripping from the
Right.
outside of the club, and I just thought it was always so freaking cool. And that club is way gone, but it was so great. That's awesome. Good for them.
I saw Elon Musk retweeted somebody put up an article from the Atlantic, and this just a regular person wrote completely insane story in the Atlantic today, and the title of the article is Trump is literally Hitler, and shows a side by side picture of Trump and Hitler. And Elon Musk retweeted, they are literally foaming at the mouth, laughing my balls off face. First of all, this guy's laughing all the fucking time. He
Yeah.
goes, he retweeted somebody writing, it was the CNN logo, but the C was backwards. So it was like a D without the, vertical line. And they go, this is actually the Disinformation News Network. And he's like, funniest thing I ever seen. I believe it, dork.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious to you. But anyway, Elon Musk retweets this Trump is literally Hitler, and on his own platform that he's wasting millions of dollars on, he has a fact check system, and under that it says this isn't true. There's no such article that the Atlantic ever put out on your own platform.
Yeah.
I love it, and I saw and. I'm not beyond going low. You remember when Michelle Obama was it Michelle Obama? Yeah, when they go low, we go high. It's like you can't do that anymore because you're validating that they're saying words that matter. You shut that shit down. You have a JD Vance that goes, so who's the vice president guy for Trump?
JD Vance.
JD Vance, right.
Yeah.
He goes, JD Vance was going to be up here and debate me. This is Walz some time ago. And goes, but he couldn't get off the couch.
Right.
And then he pushes at Walz and he goes, see what I did? See what I did there? See what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, good. You know what?
Yeah.
Good. And so I pictured like, all right, you can't keep calling them couch fuckers. You can't keep calling them weirdos. And he's like, okay, I got a new one. It's like, Tim, I got it.
Right.
So just the other day, he's in Detroit. And he talks about Elon Musk. And he goes, you got this guy this is a quote, no exaggeration. Look at Elon on stage, jumping around, skipping like a dipshit.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank God. Really? Thank God. Good. I thought that was great.
Know that I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing, and that he is a dipshit. Yeah. And, if you have Trump calling Kamala a shit vice president, then, you know what? Take the time to go, I'm not fucking nuts. What they're doing is weird. And yes, he is a dipshit. Yeah.
I don't know. There was a part of me that I thought, I wonder if she'll actually just during the debate, just be like, how dare you, motherfucker? Like, just like just bitch slap him in a way that is just so like, that's low and just that, that we can all go, oh, good. All right. You got a spine. Good for you. Right. Was it cruel? Yeah. Could you have chosen better words? I mean, on television, probably. But you know what? All right. If everybody wants you, everybody's saying that the Democratic Party is, so you could just push them all around. Well, then push back, use your head. You got some brains in there. Use your head.
I find her so smart and clever in that I don't know if I'd be able to control myself. You bring up the debate recently, how she found that thin line between, not just saying you're a bitch, but kind of calling you a bitch, but not trying to seem like you're somebody's mom, but making it clear you're talking to a fucking child. It was so well done. And then you got to know what to respond to. Like, oh, well, she was the border czar and she's like, and didn't get anything done. It's like, I wasn't. So I'll just let that go because I don't want to give that credence, but other shit I do have to talk about. I mean, I like what I'm saying. I like what I'm saying.
I mean, I have hope. I do. Right.
And I like to picture Kamala's like, do me a favor, call him a dipshit.
Yeah.
But
sometimes
sometimes the vice president is the feeler. Do you remember when Biden did have his shit together and he was the vice president under Obama and Biden said, gay people should be able to get married. And everybody's like, "Whoa, Biden!" And it's alluded that Obama it's alluded that Obama's like, "Well, he spoke out of line. Maybe he shouldn't have said." No, that was all planned, and it was to feel it out. And then if America doesn't go along with it, it's like, "Oh, my vice president, he just says shit." So you know what? I hope Kamala said, "Call him a dipshit, please."
Well, and that's what I hope. I can't wait to know. I really get James Carville on this show. Will you? I love that guy. Because it's like because Trump picked Vance while Biden was still the guy, so like they just doubled down. You remember it was like the first debate, and then it was like it's over, right? It's over. It was over. It's over, right? And then they doubled down. They said we're going to go with a scumbag Vance we'll just continue we're just going to continue on this path. And then they said, it was almost like, like, wait for it. Wait for it. Hey, Joe, we're going to do it now. I wish he has this, like, wait for it. They're like, wait now. I'm out. Right now they have Vance. Right. So instead of having a little bit of a compassion on the other side, or having somebody, maybe a woman on the other side or something, they really, really doubled down on the idiocy of this guy. And I hope obviously I hope it backfires. But yeah, the vice president is supposed to be the one that can say all the off color stuff, or, or get out of line, I guess. Right. Oh, I gotta get your man in line,
Right. And that Minnesota voice that he has, dipshit has an accent. Oh, mother's milk.
Yeah. Yeah. You notice how what was the guy from Pennsylvania? Epstein?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Emhoff?
No.
Husband?
No. Emhoff I'm saying
the guy I forget.
The guy from Pennsylvania, everybody thought him. And I'm like, he's Jewish. Right. He's Jewish. It's just now is not the time. Now is not the time, unfortunately, unfreaking fortunately, even though Kamala's husband is Jewish and all that. But
don't put that out there. Don't put that.
Yeah, don't say that. Yeah,
we don't know. I didn't do a test. We know.
Right. Oh, you.
I get people tell me when you're on Lightning 100 in Nashville, big radio station, whether you're doing an interview or or music or whatever. Are they telling you?
Actually, very last
They're telling
minute.
Me, I'm like, tell him.
Sometimes, yeah. No, I don't. I don't hear much from people. So I have been. I've been hosting this community corner. It's called Community Corner. It's a segment, 20-minute segment. It airs like Saturday mornings at like 7 a.m. and then it lives on their website, lightning100.com. And it's been such a joy to discuss nonprofits and community causes, things, for me to interview somebody that has nothing to do with maybe creative arts in any way. I mean, like, wow, that's it's been really such a great learning experience. And I've had such a joyous time doing it, and I love doing it. And besides that, I've been hosting like Nashville Sunday Night is the live from Nashville show that features a couple of bands, and I'm the guy that's just like, hey, I'm Brother Love from Lightning 100 on the stage introducing the show. And it is funny because I've been there, done that, right? So I walk in just last week actually, and I walk in and I don't have to get there early, just a few minutes before.
For the record, when he says been there, done that, keithandthegirl.com/VIP. Check out the Brother Love Hour. It's in your package. He was fantastic. It's all still there.
Thank you. That as far as hosting a show, but also as the musician. So what I'm getting at. So I walk into the green room just to say hi. And I walk in and it was like, are you from the radio? I was like, whoa, okay. Yes. And I just walked right in, and there were two female artist fronted bands. And the headliner was really, I had done some research. They get so shocked, by the way. Does this happen to you when you do like this much research? And I don't do this much.
Yeah.
I do research. It's not like, oh my God. They're like, like even from the stage, I quoted the name of her second record, which isn't the new record, because it was such a cool name. And she was like flabbergasted. She lost her mind. Like I said, I'm just doing a little bit of homework. I'll
hear an interview the guest was on before. I'll definitely listen to their stand up. I love when they have an album, if it's a comedian.
Yeah.
And an article or two, and it's kind of, just give a shit a little bit and they come all over the place.
It's amazing. And no biggie. And in fact, this has been a pleasure for me to get to know you.
Right.
And what I learned is that just like so many in this industry, she basically had a song on TikTok that blew up, and now she's a touring artist. Like she was never a touring artist.
Right.
She had a couple of roommates. Her and her roommates were like during like COVID or something. They're like, we're gonna put out a song. It's gonna go. Let's see. It was a contest between three friends. Let's see whose song goes viral, and hers did. Fast forward now a couple of years, she is headlining. She's on tour with with like a crew. I mean, she's on tour.
What's her name, by the way? Who we're talking about? I'm sorry, that was rude of me.
No. Her name is. I'm sorry. Her name is Odie Leigh. Sorry, okay. Odie Leigh, and she's great. But she was in a place, and I walked in. She said, "Are you with the radio station?" I said, "Yes." And I knew right then and there. I said, "Been there, done that." Like whatever this is. I was like, it felt good to be, on the other side. Like I still perform. I had just performed like a really cool show. So I can't remember, so like,
Mhm.
it's not like I don't play anymore. I'm not in a great band. I am. And now I can utilize this information that I've, accumulated over the years, the good, bad, and the ugly. And I just thought, let me relax her in every way, shape, or form. She was so nervous, about everything. And I thought, and I said to her, I said, you are in such good hands. The sound people at Third and Lindsley in Nashville are like the top of the top. The people running the radio station, the board operators are the top. I just said, you can't curse. And I thought to myself, this could turn into one of those, I'll throw it all, I'll burn it down type of
Right,
deals,
right.
because people are young and you do dumb
Yeah.
stuff. You say, fuck it, I'll burn it down and I'll just slip a curse in there and see what happens. It's like, you're gonna be taken, they'll just shut you down. I just said that. Because I thought, don't burn it down, in my mind. And I said, everything's great. What do you need? Talked her off of her anxiety. Had the sound guy come in. I said, hey man, I think if you wouldn't mind. And he was so like, absolutely. Like if this was just the way life in a more authentically, loving place should be. It's like,
Right.
you're a kid that doesn't know what the fuck you're doing. So let me help you out. I do. I know it. I know what you're doing. So this can be easy. And I'll tell you what, the show was great. She was relaxed. It went off so beautifully. Her name is Odie, like Odie Leigh, Leigh, maybe, or she's great. She's got great songs and a great band. But it was like, I don't know, passing the torch or something. But
Sure.
like, I'm in that position now, where I can at least be of some service, which I think is great. You know,
It's the future. Can people hear Community Corner online?
Yeah, it's at lightning100.com. Yeah,
Okay.
slash community corner. All the episodes aren't up. Yeah, I've done about 8 or 9 or 10. So the supposedly the interns are supposed to be putting show notes and putting them up, which is now turning into, hey brother love, do you think you have a little time to do show notes and put it up? And like I
Right.
said,
I'm a star.
I said, I like the way you got it going on. You have the interns, but of course
Right.
I'll do it. So yeah, the shows are up there. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, when I mentioned our VIP program and you being on it, your interviews are yeah, you're fantastic, and you tell the like the inside information when you were
Yeah.
at when you're because Sarah played drums with Steven Tyler. You happened to be behind the scenes at an Aerosmith concert, and just the story. I just love this story. But it was Steven Tyler has one dressing room, maybe Perry has another one, and the rest of the band is all in. Anyway, people are getting ready for an Aerosmith show, but Steven Tyler is blaring his solo album that didn't come out yet in his room, and
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you guys gonna make it? What
If yeah.
also they're not a band anymore. Is this true? His
They
voice?
they're not touring. They were supposed to come back. They took the hiatus again because he had hurt his voice, and then they just canceled the whole thing. In fact, Tom Hamilton, the bass player, just did a solo gig. He did a gig with a band. He did a gig with a band that supposedly he's had this together for a long time, but he didn't want Steven to know because it would just drive Steven crazy.
That's
You know what
funny.
I mean? Like, you guys, you're not in your 20s and you're like, my band partner's doing a side project, this son of a gun. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you're not an immature kid. You guys are grown adults.
Right.
Like, hey, Tom wants
You
to
did your
do,
shit. Yeah.
you did. Who
You did your
cares?
shit. You're
Yeah,
good.
you wrote Sweet Emotion.
Right.
You did it. What more? Can I go do this? And it's not like and by the way, he doesn't even have to ask for permission. That's a true
Sure.
band that is not seen anymore. Those guys, each one has an equal say. And so they fight. They fight like a band. They fight
Yeah.
like brothers. But yeah, they are no longer on tour. Will they do something? I have no idea. But they're not touring anymore. Yeah,
It
not.
it is funny that like okay, so we're not gonna tour anymore. Oh, okay. Hey, here's a solo album that is done. It's like
Yeah.
when the New
Oh.
York City said, "Oh, weed is legal," and then all of a sudden, all these shops pop up. Like they just took down, the whatever was covering the building. Like, oh, we happen to be here. Well, that would be
Yeah.
legal. Well, we're here now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So
interesting.
Brad Whitford, the guitar player, other guitar player
Right.
for, and some would argue the better guitar player in Aerosmith. Everybody's Joe Perry, Joe Perry, Joe Perry. Joe Perry did not play all of the. He played a lot of the licks and he played a lot of the solos, but there's just as many solos that are amazing that are Brad Whitford. Brad's one of the guys. He never gets as much love
Right.
as Joe Perry. But anyway, Brad Whitford he's I don't know if he lives here. I know his family does, but we're friends with one of his sons. We're friends with both of his kids. And Graham Whitford just played his gig with Them Vibes last
Hmm.
week, and he'll be joining us at this kosher hot chicken festival Graham Whitford is he's an amazing guitar player. He is one of the I don't know. I'm like, how are you? I stare at him when he speaks. I said, and then he goes, "What?" I'm like, "How are you so well adjusted?
Right.
Your father's a rock star." You know, it's like whatever your parents did, God bless. And I think that they are. His parents have been divorced, you know, all that, but he is the nicest. And his brother, who's like a rock photographer, Graham Whitford. I'm going. We're going to his wedding next year. He just got
Hmm.
engaged. So he is one of the most genuinely sweet people, and he is such an amazing guitar player. He's incredible. So when we get to play with him, it's so much fun. And of course, I look over at the guy, I see the guy's face. I'm like, wow, that's Brad Whitford's kid, man. You know, he's really
Right.
great.
Does he ever say, "Hey, don't make it clear to the audience that my dad is Aerosmith"?
Nah, he never says anything. No, he's
Yeah.
so chill. I don't, you know,
Okay, that's
he's
a lot
so
of prep because if I go,
yeah,
"Oh, that's Aerosmith's son," I'd be on the edge of my seat a little bit, like, "Oh, are you? Let's go."
yeah.
There'd be pressure, I think.
I think so. You know what? I haven't. I want to sit down and interview him. I will. I
Mhm.
just haven't gotten to do it yet, and I want to talk to him about all of that because he seems very well. He just seems he's very relaxed and he's very chill. What's going on inside? Who the hell knows? But he carries it very
Right.
well. Yeah. And
The other day, totally different. The other day, I was telling a story. I went to see this movie, Smile 2. Horrible. It's
oh
a horror movie and it's horrible. In fact, I walked out. But two kids,
well,
when I was at the kiosk getting the ticket, said, "Hey, what movie are you seeing?" I said, "Smile 2." They go, "Oh, we'll pay for our own tickets, of course, but can you sneak us in? It's rated R." And I do that. And by the way, I wouldn't do it again just because it's so fucking stressful.
oh you
We
so
get.
you did it?
I did it. I'm not buying booze, so who gives a shit?
So
So
wait.
like,
So how does it go down?
so I go to the counter. I already got my ticket. I have the monthly pass, and they go to the counter to get their ticket. And I think, by the way, what I'm realizing is I think they already went up. They said, "No, it's rated R." Or no. Okay. So anyway, this movie Smile 2 is rated R, and I think they said no, and then all of a sudden they happen to be two black kids. Then all of a sudden they're with a white guy that goes, "No, I'm their guardian. It's okay." 5 minutes later, so then they go. There's a bunch of it's the where you get your popcorn is the same place you buy tickets at this place, and so there's a couple people behind the counter, and they're kind of looking like, is this guy really with them? And they go, "Do you need a ticket too?" And I like, "No, I already got my ticket outside." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Are you seeing the same movie they're seeing?" And I go, "Yeah, Smile." And I get like a weird look, and I only thought about this later. I didn't even say it on the show yesterday. And she goes, okay. And they get their ticket. Then I go in together. And by the way, I try to make a little small talk. I go, "Hey, I haven't seen your uncle in a while. How's he doing?" And they're kids. They're dumb. They go, "What?" And I'm like, "That's a fucking idiot." I go, "How's school going, friend who I know?" What? So anyway, we go into the Smile, and then they're talking. I don't know if they're doing like they're gonna go to the bathroom or something else. I when I go to the movie theater, I have it timed out where I make it as soon as the movie starts. I know the credits are 20 minutes or the previews. Excuse me. I know the previews are 20 minutes. I know, I live blocks away. I know how to
do you,
time it.
do you still
So
use that app, the P app or Go
yeah, I
P?
do run P. Yeah.
Run P.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you are with somebody and you do come early, there's 20 minutes of fucking previews. You're going to have to, and movies now are 3 hours long. I don't like more bang for my buck, but here we are. So yes, I need to know when to go to the bathroom sometimes. So anyway, the movie's about to start. They're not there. I check my app to see when the different shows are. I realized Terrifier, a not rated movie, which is basically the new NC-17, is also playing. I don't care, but they used me to get in for an R-rated movie so they can sneak in to see this basically NC-17 rated movie. And that's why the ticket takers were more of a hard on because this is so I did see Terrifier. It's so fucking it's gore for gore's sake and it's fucking disgusting. And so like they even tricked me, which is fine, which is funny. But I'm just like, and now and I bet maybe they even got tickets probably for Terrifier. And they said, "Are you seeing the same movie?" And I go, "Yeah, Smile." And I got a weird
Oh,
look, but it's
oh,
okay because the cover of the Terrifier poster is a clown smiling evil. And I'm just a weirdo that I say it that way. Yeah,
oh, yeah,
smile.
yeah. Well, that ties in because you're getting old now and you're confused, which
Right,
which which
right.
Which leads me to the fact that do you update now? Run was it Run P?
Run P, right?
Well, AARP now
Right.
has a Run P app that's more suitable for guys like you and me. It's it's a few more, but it's the same concept, but they've now taken into account that it is somebody over 50. And you should check it out. It's a great app. It's
I, don't- I,
AARP presents Run P.
I think it's
Run.
something clever the guys that made the Terrifier did. But if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, if you're on your app, if you're on the phone, I mean, and you go to the website, it's something a romantic comedy, it's something an action. It's because it takes place during Christmas. This clown is killing everybody.
Mm.
It's listed under holiday.
Huh.
And
So when it's not rated, this film is it used to be this film is not yet rated or not
Right.
rated. So wait, when it's not rated,
now you can just have not rated. I guess it's so fucking dark. It can be not rated, and you don't want that necessarily because less theaters will play it. You don't get the kids. For a horror movie, you want kids. So it damages you, but you can go the route Terrifier did and go, hey, this is so fucking sick. You need to see it. And it made #1 the first weekend. So
Was
the
it
angle
good?
did work. No, it's horrible. It's stupid. It makes no sense. The clown's a demon. There's some kind of lore, but you don't get it. It's just hacking up body parts. It's hacking up privates with rusty saws. The the Terrifier has like a girlfriend basically, and as Terrifier's cutting somebody up, she takes a railroad nail, a giant nail, and starts masturbating with it, and you see blood pouring all over. No, these kids are fucked up.
I mean, Terrifier is a dumb name. I see the Smile. I didn't see Smile, but I
Oh,
remember watching baseball or football. It was baseball last year,
right.
whenever the first one. And it was like I was walking by the television. I wasn't even like watching, but I just was like, I just kind of stared at it to see the score. And I just saw the creepiest person sitting in the stands, smiling in the creepiest way.
Mm.
So I said, I hope this is a promotion because if not, they got some whacked ass motherfucking people at that baseball game.
Right.
And it was a genius promotion. I thought it was great. Because I was
If
like,
you
did you see that? She's just standing there, just smiling,
Right.
so crazy looking. It was great.
that's somebody's job. I've
Yeah.
had jobs like
Oh,
that. I
that's a
feel
gig.
like in
Exactly.
the
That's a
clown business. Yeah.
It's a gig, baby.
And I mentioned if you look at if you go to Rotten Tomatoes on your phone, if you go on your computer, I guess there's more room, and they have it under holiday, horror, and mystery and thriller. I guess the mystery is, will these kids get caught? Will I be in trouble somehow for being their guardian? I don't
Well,
know.
it's mystery and thriller, so it's
Right.
thriller, right? Yeah, just attached. Yeah,
They got me. These kids got me. You want to check out the music of Brother Love and Them Vibes. How many albums does Them Vibes have now, by the way?
We have 3 full lengths, I believe, and 2 EPs. So that's like five records. Yeah.
It's so good. I've seen you
Thank you.
live multiple times. Everybody loves you. You're a hit. Everybody's out of their seats. It's fantastic. You and Alex do a great job.
Thank you very much. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
What should the audience know? Anything else that they should be on top of?
Man, I think we covered it. I guess I'm working on some interviews. I'm packaging up a little something that I'd like to present to you, Keith, to the world. But it's a
Fuck yeah.
podcast. I think it's called I know what it's called. It's called Just Keep Talking.
Okay.
So yeah, we sort of get to the bottom of things, and if we keep talking, maybe we'll feel a little bit better about things, right?
All right. Is it like
Yeah.
keep swimming?
I don't know how to swim, so I can't answer that.
Okay. All right. By the way, that's what was so scary about Asheville. I can't swim either. I'm like, oh Jesus, let's raise a couple bucks. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't mention this enough. My stand-up you can find. The last one is called Nice Try Tricksters. You can see that at keithandthegirl.com/trick. Other recent ones. I'm Dating Your Mom is a stand-up album. Before that,
yeah.
Drip Drip, talking about alcoholism and the divorce. It's one of my favorites, but that just means, how do you I need weird shit to keep happening to me. And,
Yeah.
God bless the world provides.
I got one more thing. Yeah,
yeah.
if you don't mind, folks
Please.
out there, call up Lightning 100. They got a phone number.
Yes.
Or go to the
Yeah.
website or go to their socials, Lightning 100, and just say more brother love. Hashtag more brother love.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Yeah.
And KeithandTheGirl.com/VIP. Be
Oh
a
yeah.
member. It keeps the show going. And of course, all the behind the scenes stuff. Last week on Keith and the Girl, we'll be talking about was Brother Love an asshole behind the scenes. Q&A, when we go in the past and we pick whatever day we're on. And
Oh
then
yeah.
through the last 20 years of Keith and the Girl, we talk about what we talked about. And Brother Love comes up a lot, of course. And that's
Can
very
you
fun
invite
to
me on that
reminisce.
show again? I'd like to be a guest
Absolutely.
again. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. And right now I'm going to go in the chat room and win poker again. KeithandGirl.com/chat every Wednesday. About 8 o'clock, people show up, 8 Eastern. It's a very good time. And I think that's everything.
Have a great trip,
Uh,
Keith Malley. I love you.
I'm very excited. I love you much. It's great seeing you. Thanks for your time, man.
Always.
Peace.